Here's a question for you. Can Jazza AI? If not, is the artist versus AI video actually a fair comparison at all? I'm going to be using Nerdy Rodent's superb workflow from my previous video to see if I can match Jazza's very best attempts at creating some AI art. Taken from that particular versus video, I've used the same basic theme of a dragon riding, pencil carrying man and a castle as the image that we need to create. But there is another question, and that is it possible for AI to actually beat that final handcrafted masterpiece that they showed? Well, dear watcher, that is for your eye to ponder. So let's start with Nerdy Rodent's superb workflow, Dragon Edition. So as always, we start really, really basic, and that is a simple prompt. So a man with a backpack is riding on the back of a red dragon. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I could perhaps outpaint straight away from that. These ones, not so good. But use the basic process there. Find the image that you want, and if things aren't looking good, that's quite a good one. Then you can try the Unreal Engine trick as well. So just slap V-Ray or whichever your favorite renderers are onto the end, and also take out 3D rendering and plastic. Have a little generate of some images, then see if they are more to your fancy. As you can see, it adds a certain sort of style to it. That's almost close. That's almost close. It's nearly sort of riding the dragon. You could perhaps make an image out of that. Remember, the goal here is to get to sort of the in-painting, out-painting, infinite circle where you actually finish your thing once you've decided how big it's going to be. So that's one way to create the images. The other way that you can create images, of course, is by using your own artistic abilities. So exactly the same way that Jazza started off drawing a dragon, I too have drawn a perfect dragon rider. As you can see, my skills rival his. In fact, I think it is better. It certainly looks better to me. So let's use this same prompt in here. I'll pop that in there. So this is the image to image version. So I'm starting off with my little guy there. Now, how much I want to change that image by is essentially guided by this scale and the denoising strength there. So play with those, and that's how much that image will change. So we'll just leave all the defaults for now and start generating. There we go. Okay, we've got some dragons. It's sort of basically following the shape. That's a slightly better dragon. I could maybe in paint a person on there, things like that. So there's all sorts of other things that you can do to get the image that you want to outpaint to start with, and then fix within painting. You can run batches, so you could turn your batch size and batch count up, maybe generate 50 images in one go. Have a look at that. Play with the denoising strength and the guidance scale. If you're not really sure what denoising strength and guidance scale is going to be best, you can use the XY plot. So you can have a look there. You can go, okay, guidance scale, and then I'll also pick denoising. So maybe you want it 0.5, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and maybe guidance scale you don't know. So 7, 8, 10, 12, 15. Oh, let's do 20 as well. So let's generate loads and loads of images just so I can see what's going on with those. Other things you can do is you can use the loop back feature as well. So the same down here where it's got script XY plot, you can select loop back, and that will basically generate an image and then generate another image based on that previous one, and then another image based on that previous one. And so you can sort of go down the line, even with quite a low denoising strength, to sort of iteratively create a new dragon rider. That's another way to create all of these various images. You can, of course, just keep clicking the generate button as well, just to see if it gets, and send them over manually. So do a manual loop back and change your prompt a little bit. So throw some more rendering engines in there. Whatever you feel comes out of your image. You can go into the negative prompts as well and say, oh, maybe I don't like that, maybe I don't like this. So here we have a look at the guidance scale and the denoising strength, and I think I actually quite like the higher guidance scales a little bit. I quite like the higher guide. I mean, that one's quite good. Denoising strength 5, 7. I'm tempted to say somewhere between 8 and 9 for the denoising strength, although that's quite a nice image, but the higher guidance scales do seem to be pretty good. That one in particular is that would make a very good image to start off with. So that's one way that you can have a look at all those different images. I, of course, have made one earlier, so using all those various techniques, and this particular seed here, we'll just turn the XY script off. There we go. So this is basically turning that image into that image. So that's the image I'm going to go with. So okay, let's send that over to image. And now I'm in my in-painting, out-painting loop. So everything is fine from here. We've got the in-painting model, of course, Stable Diffusion 1.5 in-painting checkpoint. That's the special runway ML model specially designed for in-painting and out-painting. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to go to the out-painting Mark II. I'm going to turn all those off. And then I'm going to go and have a look at my picture and see which way I want to go. Okay, so I'm going to start by going up, because I like the way that he's got his hand up there. So I reckon we can have a man holding a giant red pencil. I reckon we can get away with that. Everything else is default there. We've got slightly higher denoising strength, 0.94. These are all default. Okay, let's go up. Let's see what it can create. Okay, that's a little bit of a big pencil. Let's try something smaller. That's close, but it's not quite a pencil. So this is the fun bit where you eventually get him holding a pencil or something that's close to a pencil. There we go. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. All right, we like that. So we'll send that over to image, and then we want to go into another direction. Let's go right, shall we? So let's go right. We'll turn up, off. And this is just going to be some castle, isn't it? This is a fantasy castle in the background. So let's just have that, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of castle. We'll get some more pillars and stuff. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay, let's go off to the left now as well. Generate. Haven't seen anything that I need to in paint as yet, so that's fine. Could maybe do a little bit better on that. Yeah, that's better. I like that. Send that to image. Let's go right again, because I think I want to see what's going on over here even more. And that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So there we go. There we go. Now, if you want to, you can fill in these fine details. So let's send this to InPaint. And this is, of course, a slightly different size to normal. This is now 896 by 640. So let's do that, 896 by 640. I'm going to turn the outpainting off as well. And now we're going to fix this face. We're going to do this in paint at full resolution and restore faces, because we want a really crazy, highly accurate face in there. Let's take that out. There we go. And we'll go face of a bearded man. All right. So let's see what this can do with that face. Will we get a really high resolution face that looks a little bit interesting? Will it completely mess it up? I don't know. That's the fun of using random numbers, isn't it? There we go. There we go. That's quite a good face, isn't it? Let's send that over. Send that over. He looks a little bit more stern than the other guy. That's pretty good, isn't it? So there you go. There is the final AI art creation of a man with a backpack holding a pencil on a dragon in a fantasy art castle. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? Is AI art good enough? If you're not sure, maybe you can click on this video and find out some more.